We back at it. I've been trying to get this man in his chair for a minute now. Every time he come, it's like having an old friend and just dialoguing. I love his perspective. I love just sitting and going back and forth with him, but I couldn't get him back in the studio because his schedule's type hectic these days. Yeah. But he needs no introduction. Please welcome back to Vlad TV, my brother, my man, Ed Lover. Ed, what up?
How you doing, Sean Prez? Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you as always. Good to see you, my brother. You know, I typically love to start our dialogues off on a high note in a good place, but I can't. You know, you've been down in the Atlanta area for some time now, and you also been a pillar in hip hop for as long as I can remember. Hip hop has taken a turn for the worse. We just lost a good one right down there in Atlanta. I mean, this is it's a story that's becoming all too familiar at this point. Takeoff from the group the Migos. What's your thoughts on this?
Hip hop is in a state of emergency. That's what I feel like right now. I hope that Takeoff's death will lead to some results and some kind of positivity. I was sick to my stomach when I heard about it. The morning that I woke up and I looked at it, I was sick to my stomach because I did have the opportunity to meet Takeoff one time, and they was so respectful. You know, you get older in the business and you don't think that you're on the radar of these young kids, right? You think, yep, I'm going to go introduce myself to these cats are not going to know who I am. As soon as I walked over to them, it was like, yo, oh my God, OG. And they were such polite, decent young men. And a lot of people that are pundits of hip hop, old heads, and some of the young cats like to call us, or OGs, they give me a weird look when I say that in the last 10 years, the Migos is the most important rap group to come out in the last 10 years. Because they set the tone of how all of these cats rap right now. If you listen to it, a lot of that stuff is the Migos. All the zip, all that background stuff, the way they rap, the style that they rap in, they pioneered this new generation of artists that came out. So when I heard about Takeoff being unfortunately shot and killed in Houston, it sickened me because he was the most laid back one in the whole entire group. He's the one that didn't really wild out too much. He wasn't the boisterous one. He wasn't the upfront one. He always did what he had to do. He always spit what he wanted to spit, but you never heard anything about Takeoff. And it was sad, man. It broke my heart. It broke my heart on so many levels that we are becoming non-sensitive to murder. Like, how many times is this going to happen before we wake up?
Yo, you just said something so crazy, Ed. You said we have become desensitized to murder, to lives being taken from, and it's getting closer and closer to home. And here's the crazy part, Ed. Usually, when things like this happen, it's not with groups or with artists on the level. Like, these are bona fide mainstream rock stars, pop stars.
Yes.
This ain't, a little rapper who's emerging and he's, just getting out the hood and made his way back to the hood. These are literally rock stars.
Yeah, this ain't little Termite. This ain't little doodoo head. This ain't one of them guys that's trying to come up. But there's been so many of them over the years that we are even getting to the point where we can't remember everybody.
Whoa.
Right? Yep. They was talking about Trouble, rest in peace. They was talking about PNB Rock, rest in peace. But anybody remember Meek Mill's man, Lil Snoop? Everybody forget about him. How about the young lady that just signed to Lil Uzi Vert that was flashing the money in the video and she just got murdered? And those names like that, if they're not a big enough name, people just tend to forget about them. But that's somebody's child. And sometimes that's somebody's father. And sometimes that's somebody's uncle. And that's somebody's cousin. And those are not the kind of people that we should forget about. I seriously thought that after Big and Pac, we'd have learned something. But we didn't learn nothing, bro. Life is a dime a dozen out here in these streets, and we are not sensitive to murder. We are desensitized to murder. That's a shame. That's a shame when every time you turn around, there's another mural. Every time you turn around, there's another T-shirt. And it's the finality of it all that's going to sink in with his mom, with his uncle Quavo, with the rest of the family, with Offset. The finality of it is going to set in because once you gone, you're gone. You know, we all went up in arms after Nip got killed, right? We got to do something. We got to change this. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. It's all talk. It's all talk for social media. It's all talk. But what are we really going to do to change this? What are the artists are going to do to change it? Hip hop is in a state of emergency. We need a balance of hip hop. We need what we had. We had it, Sean. We opened the door. 6 a.m. came out, then NWA came right behind them, and then Gangsta Rap came, sat down, took a seat at the table, and never left. But we had a balance in the music. Music makes you feel a certain way. Nobody can deny that. Kids are listening to this music and people are growing up within the music and they're taking this stuff to heart. They're not able to separate what's real and what's not real.
Nah, I mean, you're so right on target with this. It gets me thinking, right? Because I don't know what's going on in hip hop, Ed. I really don't. But it seems like even within hip hop, every artist is not affected. I don't know that, we gonna wake up tomorrow and hear that Post Malone suffered the same fate. I don't know that we're gonna hear that Caucasian rappers, period. Like,
Jack
what
Harlow.
is it about us?
Jack Harlow.
Would you? Oh, exactly. Jack
Yeah.
Harlow. We're not gonna hear that about Jack Harlow. We're just not. What is it about us? Even within this culture, that we can't seem to get away from everything that we are working so hard to get away from.
Right. That's maturity and growth. When you get to a certain level, you have to understand you worth $30-40 million. You cannot do the same thing that you used to do. Even if you're worth 1 million, even if you're worth a couple of 100,000, you can't do the same things that you used to do. You can't keep it so quote unquote real anymore. And one of the problems that we have in society overall is what we deem as being real. Like we deem the most violent and vicious people of our community to be real niggas. But the guy that has 2 master's degrees and a PhD, and he's not real. He's corny. So you can't be what you were before. If you used to do things, you can't do things in the hood no more. You can't. As much as you love to, as much as you want to be a man of the people or part of that, when you hit a certain financial level, you cannot do that anymore. There's too many things that could go wrong that can hurt you either financially or hurt you physically that you just cannot do it anymore. You can't. Everybody can't go.
Nah, like think about it. All the details didn't come out yet, but allegedly this all happened behind a dice game. So when you saying things you can't do anymore, these dudes are shooting dice. Supposedly, one of them was taking an L, losing a little bit of money, and they get into an argument that now turns into a homicide. Now turns into somebody going too damn soon.
Right. Two homicides, right? And then allegedly, and this is not all, the details haven't officially came out, and I preface that to say this. So what we're hearing now is it went from the dice game to talking about playing basketball.
Correct.
Now, Quavo is a really good basketball player. I don't know if you ever seen Quavo play basketball. Quavo can play ball. So then the argument escalated into playing ball, and then Quavo allegedly said, yo, I'm not with this, yo, forget this, and turned around and somebody swung on him. And when somebody swung on him, that's when all the gunplay came out. So allegedly the young man, who's supposed to be from whatever group, I don't know what the name of the group is, I don't even want to call it out, pulled out his gun, all the firing started happening. Some cat named Little Cam from Houston ends up dead, who's now everybody's saying the alleged shooter of Takeoff. We don't know. We don't
Correct.
know. You
Correct.
just don't know, but it's 2 people dead. And it's the finality of it all, is that they're gone and they're not coming back. You still got to wake up tomorrow morning. At the end of the month, them bills are still going to come to your house. You still got to pay your car note. If you got a house, you got to pay that water bill. You got to pay your mortgage. They don't care if you dead. At the end of the day, you on a T-shirt or on a mural, and life goes on. And we need to start realizing that life goes on. We done how many did we done buried enough? How many we done bury? Over what? It's ridiculous. Egos, masculinity, egos, all of that stuff got to go out the window, man. We are not ever going to be able to get the world to understand Black Lives Matter until Black Lives Matter to us.
Woo! Well said. Well said. Well said. You know, before I switch topics, you know, you have been doing this for years. You have befriended, you have interviewed, you have known people both business and personal. How does it feel at your age, being someone who's been around the culture for the majority of your life? You sat and interviewed people like Tupac, Biggie, Stretch, Jam Master Jay, just to name a few.
All of the men that you just named were murdered.
Correct. All murdered. So when you see this continuing to still happen, how does it affect you personally?
It affects me to the point where, first of all, I thank God every day that I'm still here. I thank God every day that I have sense enough to stay out of the way. I thank God every day for my hood sense, is what I call it. We all got a little bit of that. We can all smell when something get ready to pop off, right? And be like, yo, I'm smart enough to know it's time to go. I'm smart enough to know that I don't wear a cape on my back and I'm not bulletproof. It's time to leave. Not time to stand around and argue. It's time to go. So my mom and dad used to always tell me that it's better to be a live chicken than a dead hero. You know what I mean? So I'll take that "you're a punk, you ran" stuff because I live to see another day. It's not about that, man. You get older, your level of maturity raises, and then you understand that. But at this point in my life, to answer your question, it bothers me to no end. And what really bothers me more than anything else is I wish that I was in that billionaire status so I can galvanize these cats, because I feel like talking is not doing it. I feel like we have to do something. Like, as elder statesmen, somebody got to call this meeting. Somebody that they respect on a level of monetary, of financial level, has to call this meeting and get at them and teach them something. Or in the next couple of months, I guarantee you we'll be saying the same thing about somebody else. I guarantee you, these wolves, these young wolves are out here, they're not no joke. They're not playing no games. They hungry. They hungry, and they'll take your life. They'll take your life over shooting a fair one. You know why that is, though? Because cameras are all over the place. Somebody pulled out a camera and shot footage of Takeoff dead on the floor. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. So these young cats like, I'm not going to fight with my hands, because if I take an L and get knocked out, somebody going to videotape it. I'm going to be the laughing stock on social media. So they'd rather shoot you and take your life than to fist fight you. That's crazy. Somebody swung and 10, 11 shots rang off? Really? Hip-hop's a bad place right now. A really bad place.
It really is. It really is. And, you know, you just said something, you know, how people will take those cameras out. We have become, to your point, even you made earlier, we become so desensitized. It's not one thing to catch somebody busting off, but now for likes, for I'm the first one to put this out there, people will take a picture of a dead body, upload it to their social media, because now they're getting followers, they're getting likes, and it's some strange, perverted, crazy the way, like for them, we become
adrenaline rush, man.
It's insane.
Adrenaline rush, man. Adrenaline rush. Lately, I've been poking fun at it on my social media. I do this little thing where I call the influencer's life, and any little thing I do, I post it. And I say, you know why? Because I'm an influencer. And that's the way people feel. They feel like anything they do, that they're an influencer. Anything for clout. Any little thing that they could videotape and put up there. Look what I got. Oh, I'm the one that sold at the TMZ. Oh, look what I did. It's this I society we living in, and no more we. Because we don't even care about each other like that no more. We don't care.
We don't even think far enough to care. Whoever posted that video of Takeoff lying in a pool of blood, his uncle standing over him crying.
Right.
They never thought beyond the likes, beyond the clout, beyond I'm the first one to get it up, and said, you know what? Maybe his mother is going to see this. Maybe somebody in his family is going to see this. Is this the image that I really want stuck in their brain for their remainder of their days? It's just terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's clout chasing, man. That's funny because, didn't Amigos make a song about clout chasing?
That's right.
Offset did, right? Yeah, Offset made a song about clout chasing. Everybody's clout chasing, bro. That's the way it is.
No, you're absolutely right.
Don't mean we got to like it, but that's the way it is.
Nah, it needs to change, Ed. It does. Switch topics for a second. Jam Master Jay, since the last time you've been up here, and I think, the people who allegedly
are responsible for his death are going on trial.
Are responsible, correct. They're going on trial.
Yeah.
But it's come out since then that one of them might be responsible for the death of your friend, your good friend and brother. Stretch.
Yeah. Street's been saying that for years. Oh, yeah, I've been knew that. Street's been saying that for years. Streets has been talking about this for a very, very, very long time. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I'm a family man. I am not going to risk my freedom. Even though so many times I wanted to really just get down dirty in the street and put a hurt on somebody, I have to think about my family first. Stretch meant so much to me. So much to me because I was watching a young man chase his dream and coming up out of the streets. I was watching a former drug dealer come out of the streets and chase his dream of making music. And for him to get murdered in the streets really, really, really hurt me because he had so much potential and he was a father and his daughter was so young and I'm her godfather and it bothered me. That's why now you'll see me when people try to disparage his name when it comes to whatever happened to Tupac and they try to put him in there like he set Pac up in the Quad Studios. That's why I fight so hard to maintain that man that I knew, and the streets have been talking about that in Queens for a lot, but nobody was really able to connect the dots because after Jay got killed, nobody was talking. So I guess, and I'm hoping that the prosecution got a star witness that was in that studio when Jay got killed. And those people were close to Jay because they got buzzed into the studio.
Correct.
They weren't no strangers. They got buzzed in. And I've been in that studio a million times. If they didn't know you, they weren't buzzing that door. If they didn't know you, they were not buzzing the door. And a lot of times, even if they knew you, they'd be asking you, who you got a meeting with? And they would go get that person. I said, yeah, let them in. So that's been going on for a long time, man. And I'm just glad that it's finally coming to the light. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that, but that's how the streets are. Like the street, even if the cops can't prosecute or the justice system can't prosecute, they can't prove it in a court of law. The streets typically talk.
Yeah.
You hear it, you know it, but you just can't prove it.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, switch topics with me for a second, Ed. there's a lot going on in, mainstream
Pop
pop
culture.
culture these days.
Oh,
Oh
oh.
my God, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it is. Man.
There's a couple of places I want to go, but I'm gonna start off with NBA baller Kyrie Irving.
Wow.
I'm sure you know what's
Who
going
don't
on
know
in
at
his
this
life.
point?
He's the latest celebrity being accused of anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
He went on Twitter. He posted a link to a book called Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. Now, this book and documentary is being sold and distributed on Amazon.
On Amazon.
And supposedly it's full of stereotypes.
Right. And so I really don't think Kyrie ever watched it. Right? I really don't believe that. And do I believe that Kyrie Irving, I'm about to say Kanye, Kyrie Irving is anti-Semitic? No, I don't. Not at all. I think what Kyrie was trying to do and what he should have said initially is, I was trying to educate my people that we come from Hebrews also, right?
Correct.
From Hebrews to Negroes. But I hadn't seen it. I haven't read the book. So I asked on social media, has anybody actually seen this movie? A couple of people responded by saying, I can see how the Jewish community can take this as anti-Semitic because they allude to the fact that they believe in this documentary that the Holocaust was a hoax. Now, if you put that out there and you say the Holocaust was a hoax, are you being anti-Semitic? Yes, because history shows us Holocaust was not a hoax. But here's the problem that I have with it. The problem that they had with Kyrie initially is he went 10 toes down on it. That's the problem that they had with him, right? He sat in a press conference, don't demean me, don't disparage me, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Then, I guess somebody hipped it to him, he apologized. It should be enough. What the NBA is doing to Kyrie Irving right now is disrespectful. It's wrong. It's wrong. Giving him this laundry list of things that he needs to do before being reinstated, that's wrong. It's wrong. And I hate to sound like a snitch because I hate when black people do snitching. To me, black people do this snitching where if something go wrong with us, we start pointing at somebody else. It's like we haven't gum, like somebody, the teacher busts me with bubble gum, right? And I go, well, Sean Perez got a honey bun. Bro, you snitching. Right? Well, what about Jeff Bezos? Listen, if anybody is dumb enough to believe that Jeff Bezos sits there and handpicks every movie that goes on Amazon, they dumb. Now, should he be alerted and taking it down? If it's not off of Amazon right now, then the same people that had a problem with Kyrie Irving need to have a problem with Jeff Bezos and Amazon. The same people. But this laundry list of things that you need to do for us, why are we the only ones that get the laundry list? Why are we the only ones? Now people got a right to bring other stuff up. There have been people throughout history that have said things and have done things that were not only anti-black, but anti-Semitic, and they can apologize and be free to go back and do whatever they want to do. But when it comes to us, we gotta satisfy this laundry list of things that we need to do to get reinstated. Kyrie Irving has apologized. He is sincere in his apology. We do not believe that Kyrie Irving is anti-Semitic because he's never displayed any anti-Semitic behavior before in his life. He apologized. If you're going to give him the suspension, suspend him. Let the man go back and play basketball. Why has got to be this list of things that he has to do? Now, when people bring up Brett Favre, I understand why they're bringing up Brett Favre. Brett Favre stole money that was going to the minority community to build a volleyball team for his own kid. Did y'all snatch Brett Favre out of the Hall of Fame? No. Did Brett Favre have to satisfy a laundry list of things that he had to do before he's reinstated or before people believe in him? No. Did Wrangler drop him? No. Why isn't it the same rules for us that is for everybody else? Why are people getting one set of rules and we get a different set of rules? It's just like the Jeff Saturday thing. Now, everybody on ESPN that works with Jeff Saturday want to say nice things about Jeff Saturday, but Jeff Saturday never coached ever. Never on an NFL level, and there's all these black coaches that can't get a job, and he gets picked to be the Indianapolis Colts head coach just because he played center. When Wayne is on that coaching staff. So
Correct.
Reggie Wayne, he has coaching experience. He's on the coaching staff. So the owner of the team just skipped over him. Let me go get this white boy. And the problem with that also is the fact that they're not saying this, and I'll say it, is that Jeff Saturday actually took the job. And he knows better. He knows what black people go through not getting head coaching and general manager jobs. You sat there and I watched you on ESPN many times say that that's wrong. But as soon as they come and get you and say, hey, you want to be the head coach or the coach? You didn't say, nah, I can't take it. I don't have no coaching experience. You hopped over every black person that you sit there with that supposedly is your friend to take that job.
That's real. So real.
Did Kyrie Irving make some mistakes? Yes. Has Kyrie Irving done things that are not beneficial for his teammates before? Oh, hell yeah. But does he need to satisfy this laundry list of things to be reinstated? Is that wrong on the NBA and whoever else is putting them up to it? Is it wrong for them to do that to him? Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely.
You know, he was already suspended for 5 games, right? Okay. You know.
That's it.
You know, he do your suspension, you're good, right? Take the L. He apologized.
Bad timing
Sincerely.
on his part. It was bad timing.
Sincerely apologized, right? Nike suspended his sneaker contract. Then the NBA come back and say, hey, it's not enough. Now the laundry list is you gotta apologize again.
Training.
Sensitivity, make $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes, complete anti-Semitism training, meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders. At what point, even if he fulfills that, is it over? Or are we going to turn around and say that's not enough? So it's just crazy the predicament he's in. And to your exact point, I don't believe in my heart that this man, you know, is racist in any way. He's never
I
shown
just think
that
he made
to us.
a dummy move. I just think that what he was trying to say, what he was trying to teach, it wasn't the right time to do it because of what just happened with Kanye West. Sometimes you got to hold stuff close to the breast. Sometimes you got to keep things in your pocket. It was bad freaking timing. He apologized. That should have been the end of it. Take your 5-day suspension. That's it.
So I want to pick your brain on this or get your thoughts on it, because this kind of goes, well, somewhat it goes both ways. Because he was not overt. So I don't want to say that this is apples for apples, because it's not what I'm about to say. But it's not just us. And what I mean by that is the former owner of the LA Clippers, he made some comments in his own home that were recorded. Donald Sterling, I'm talking about, and those comments came out, and he was forced to actually sell his franchise behind it. If you remember Rosanne Barr, she made racist comments, came out. She lost her show that bared her name.
Yeah.
Like it was actually, the show was named after her. And nobody in Hollywood has messed with her since.
Right.
So I'm wondering if, you know, obviously this affects our community, and we see it too often with people of color. But, you know, are we looking at this slanted? Does it go across the board? Because I just named 2 high profile people who are not of African American or Black descent that have been penalized heavy when they made comments that were either anti-Semitic or racist, period.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So what's your thoughts on that?
In the case of Donald Sterling, I'll put it to you this way. The man had hiring and firing power, and so did Roseanne. She had a lot of power as executive producer on that show, and he had a lot of power. So you definitely cannot have people that feel that way about other people in a position of hiring and firing. You gotta let that go. Because to Donald Sterling, we was just good enough to play. but not good enough to be sitting in the premium seats, or good enough to do this, or good enough to do that. And they actually are looking at your man from the Washington Commanders too, Daniel Snyder.
Yep.
For all of his sexist ridiculousness that he's been doing, to try to get him to get up off of his football team.
No, it looks like he's about to be out.
Yeah. But when you're in that position of power like that, and you hiring and firing or doing whatever, whether it's racist or sexist or something like that, you can't have people in position of power doing stuff like that. You can't. Kyrie can't hire or fire anybody on that basketball team. Kyrie is a player on the Brooklyn Nets. You know, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets signs Kyrie's checks. Okay? So Kyrie should not be held to the same standard as a Daniel Snyder or anyone else for that matter. He apologized. That should be the end of it. Howard Stern has done some crazy stuff, and he's apologized, and that was the end of it. Nobody gave him a laundry list of things to do before he can return to the radio. It's just not fair. It's almost like they're holding Kyrie up and using him as an example to everybody else that's African-American. Don't you do that, little black boy. You know, what they used to call buck breaking, right? When you was in slavery times, you would take the strongest anti-person of slavery and you break them down right in front of everybody else to show everybody, I got the power. And that's what I feel like they're trying to do to Kyrie right now.
Great perspective. Great perspective. Okay, switch topics, but still within the same, I guess, area.
We talking about Ye?
Oh, my goodness. Yes, we are.
Oh, my God.
Kanye West goes on Drink Champs, makes a bunch of comments, statements, and he, I guess, understood that he is not the God that he thought he was. He is not.
We could have told
he's
him
not
that.
the Teflon Don that he thought he was.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
You know, he made a bunch of comments that went viral, which, in my opinion, was his intent. He knew, Kanye is a smart man. He knew that the comments he made were going to hit all of the media outlets, but the aftermath is not what he expected.
No, definitely not.
He's dropped by Adidas. After saying, I can say anti-Semitic comments, and Adidas will not drop me.
Yeah.
He's dropped by the Gap. He's dropped by Balenciaga. You know, he goes from being a billionaire and loses that exactly
Still
overnight.
Good.
Yeah, still good.
But
still
off
good.
the Forbes list. But he's still good. Kanye comes off to me as a confused crybaby at times, because Kanye did the Sunday service stuff right after he was trying to apologize for slavery seemed like a choice to me.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye put out the White Lives Matter t-shirts, threw us under the bus so many times, and we're still supporting him. And now we're seeing what happens when he does that on a higher level to a different group of people. They are doing some of the stuff that we should have did a long time ago.
Talk.
But Kanye does things when it's convenient for Kanye. You know, when he made those remarks about George Floyd, and George Floyd not really being killed by that cop, and that George Floyd, that's a slap in the face to every single one of us that you would sit there and say that. Do we forget that this is the man that told Donald Trump that you're like a father to me? Do we forget that this is the man that was running around with the Let's Make America Great Again hats on, and you know how Donald Trump feel about anybody of color? We already know that. So why did we continue to throw our support behind this man all of this time, continue to buy his products, continue to be the first people in line, continue to talk about his documentary? Did you see the Yeezus documentary? No, I didn't see the Yeezus documentary because I stopped supporting Kanye West a long time ago. Why do we continually support people that don't support us? The Jewish community has shown Kanye West what happens when you disrespect us. You're doing business with us. Then you're going to turn around and disrespect us? Okay, we're yanking the plug. That's what happened.
It's exactly what happened. And first off, let me just say amen to everything you just said. Amen. I couldn't agree with you more, Ed.
It's an unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion.
It is an unpopular opinion, but it shouldn't be that way. And what I mean by that is within our community, we are, and I love our people, God knows I do, we are a forgiving group. We are a group that supports our own. If we see one of our own being attacked by the powers that be, we rally behind. But I don't know that Kanye respects our community, and we're the community that made him.
Yeah. I don't feel like he does. I'll be honest with you. I don't feel like it. I don't know. I don't see it. And I really just don't feel like it by, your actions. Your actions speak louder than your words. You say stuff and then you do stuff, then you come back and you apologize for it, and then we let you back in, and then you do something else. That White Lives Matter t-shirt should have been the last straw for every African-American person in this world that has ever supported Kanye West. That should have been it right there. But we always want to make excuses for him. Oh, he's bipolar. He ain't that bipolar that he don't know what he's doing. He's a master manipulator of media. But at what cost to us? Then he gets on Revolt and called Puff out his name.
Yep.
On his platform. Because nobody called him when his kid was having a birthday party and he couldn't find it. What? What? Sometimes you be talking, I'll be like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, for real? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But you are not the God that you thought you were, Mr. West.
No, not at all. And he lost me. He lost me years ago. With the Make America Great Again hat, as you mentioned, the slavery was a choice.
You're like a father to me type thing with Donald Trump.
Exactly. Lost me years ago. And then, to put the icing on the cake, the t-shirts, the White Lives Matter t-shirt.
And you associating yourself with Candace Owens.
Another one.
And you purchased the conservative platform that her husband owns, who's a white conservative. But she tends to
Her husband owns that parlor?
Yeah, that Kanye bought
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Huh.
Yeah, and then you forget all about us. But when it's convenient for you, when everybody starts coming down on you, then you apologize to us and want us to have your back.
Correct.
No.
But I'm gonna tell you something though, Ed, and this is something that, I truly feel in my heart, because we as African Americans, Latinos, people of the culture, we don't realize the power we have. And what I mean by that is, yes, the CAA dropped them, Balenciaga dropped them, Adidas dropped. But you know something? If we were fed up with this man long ago and said, Lil Ray Ray from the block or Tawana from up the street, and everybody who buys his products, we might not have the ownership to be able to pull a plug, but you know how we can pull a plug?
Buying power.
We don't support you. Buying power. We made those Yeezys cool.
Yeah.
We are the ones that made Adidas give you the deal and then renegotiate and give you so much equity stake in that company. If we understood our value and our power and said enough with these guys who come from our community, and soon as they get rich, they forget where they come from. They have these out of space views, and now we're going to show you that you're not the person that you thought you was. You are where you are because of us.
Right.
And we're now going to put you back in your place. We could have did this long before those corporations did it.
That's right. We could have been did that, because sometimes we got to show them that our support is worth something. that you just can't keep supporting us, disrespecting us, and then we're going to support you again. And then you disrespect us again. And then we support you again. And then we disrespect you again. We can hurt you with our buying power.
There you go.
That's how we can hurt you. Just to give you a classic example of how much power Black people have in their buying power, if you remember correctly, when Louis Vuitton tried to put out that design that Dapper Dan had done for Diane Dixon, it went all over the internet, and people was like, yo, we're not buying no more Louis Vuitton until they make this right. And what did they do? They had to go do a deal with Dapper Dan, right?
There you go. Yeah.
That's our buying power. We could have corrected his behavior a long time ago by sending him the signal that if you don't act right by us, we're not going to support you. You can continue to do whatever you want to do. You just won't have our support. And you cannot come back. You can't throw a Sunday service and try to pull the wool over our eyes by thinking that you care about us. We will not support you, period. And that's what we should have did a long time ago. And that's got to come from the up. That's got to come from the upper level too. Because when he was going through his Adidas thing, Diddy said, I stand with Kanye. I stand with Kanye. Then Kanye turned around and doodled on you.
Correct. And you mean you're so right, and I love Puff to death. Everybody know that's my brother, but I was stand with him, like, but I condemn the White Lives Matter shirt. No, condemn him.
Yeah,
I understand you might not get a beat, you might not get a verse.
So what?
But so what?
I don't have to be liked by Kanye West, bro. I don't know Kanye West like that. I think I met Kanye 2 or 3 times in my whole life. I don't need to be friends with Kanye West. That's not going to make me or break me. Right is right and wrong is wrong, man. Let's call it what it is. Okay? You wrong, bro. You dead wrong. And Black people should have stopped supporting you a long time ago because you keep taking a crap on us every chance you get.
Yep, 100%. You know, I don't know. This guy is just
maybe mine. I'm 10 toes down on it.
Let me ask you something, because you made reference to, we always make excuses for him, saying that he's bipolar, he's suffering from
he lost
illness.
His mom. A lot of us lost parents at an early age.
Correct.
Lost my pops when I was 18, going on 19. It didn't make me crap on the Black community. Come on. We made you. We propelled you to that status that the others were looking at you. You would have never made it to that status until we decided that what you was doing was great and what you was doing, and that you had design ideas and that you could do this and that your ideas for sneakers were incredible. We did that for you before you crossed over. Remember where you came from. They didn't do that. We did that for you, bro. We put you up on that pedestal. We did. And when I say we, I'm talking about African Americans as a whole and in general. We did that. Everything else you crossed over after we already helped you blow up.
That's so real. And before we switch topics, I just found, it's so much about what this man has done and said that I disagree with. I just found it so disrespectful to us as a community. I found it so disrespectful to anybody who has lost somebody at the hands of senseless violence, especially at the hands of a police officer, that he had the audacity to say, George Floyd did not die because this man kept his knee on George Floyd's neck.
So he
for
didn't
9 minutes.
He didn't have his knee on his neck like that. He died of a fentanyl overdose. The same crap that Candace Owens been talking for the longest. Black Lives Matter is a hoax. Oh, where's the money? Why are you worrying about, what are you worried about them for? Then you tell everybody else not to worry about you. You tell everybody else, don't worry about your money, but you worried about where the Black Lives Matter money goes?
Correct. D.L. Hughley said something that I found interesting. He was like, he believes if Kanye was a woman, they would have been entered him into a conservatorship, similar to what
Britney Spears.
Correct. You think that that has any merit?
I think that has 100% merit. I respect the crap out of D.L. Hughley. I think he's
So do I.
a very bright and smart man, and I agree with him. But who would take over his conservatorship? Is his dad?
Is his dad still around?
Well, from what I understand, allegedly that he's been closer to his dad as of late. He's getting a lot of this conservative Republican thought stuff from his dad. I just think if Miss Donda was still alive, he'd be a whole different person. I agree with that. But I think he does know right from wrong, though. He's a smart man. He knows better.
No. It ain't think. He does know. Like, I'm not giving him a way out in this conversation. And the reason I know he knows right from wrong is because as soon as he started losing all this money, all of a sudden he has this epiphany and he starts apologizing, going on the apology tour. That means that you clearly know. Now, the first law of the land, as you know, is self-preservation.
Right.
If you are of sound mind, body, and spirit, to wake up and say, "Oh my Lord, my bank account has just taken a massive hit. So what do I need to do to go into damage control? Because now it's affecting me and my lifestyle."
Chase told him to get his money out the bank. Chase was like,
"Are you serious?
We don't want your business.
Get out of here."
Yes. Chase Bank dropped him as a customer. Told him, "Come get your money, man. We don't want your money in here." They gave him a date on it, too. I don't know if the date is passed or not, but they told him to come get his bread. We don't want nothing to do with your money, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You know, Adidas had lost like $240 million in stock behind that. And they don't care. They don't care, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to redo them shoes and put them right back out. That's what they're going to do.
That's right.
Because they own it. See, the problem with him that he had with Adidas was allegedly he wanted more say-so in somebody else's company. That's not your company. That's a company you did a deal with. You did that deal. Myself or you, Sean Perez, or anybody else that's watching this, we had nothing to do with that deal, nor did we benefit not one dime off of that deal. So why, when things go wrong with you and that company, do you expect us to have your back when you're not taking the money that you made and pouring it back into the Black community?
That's right.
So why do I care? And then you're not showing us no support. I went out and bought me a pair of shell-toe Run DMC joints the other day. Run D's always supported the community. From day one. Always have, always will. So why would I buy something for you to help make you a billionaire, and then you turn around and crap on us? Nah, bro.
Yo, how about this? Did you see the GoFundMe?
I love Boosie. I saw when y'all had Boosie. That's why I love little Boosie. Boosie don't care. Boosie like,
the best.
He's
Boosie
like, I'm
is the
canceling
best.
this cat. I ain't got nothing to do with this cat, and I don't care. That's why I love Boosie, because Boosie gonna stand 10 toes down as a man. He ain't worrying about being friends with nobody. Kanye don't invite me to the family barbecues. I ain't never been to his house when he was married to Kim Kardashian. I don't care about being his friend. I don't care. I'm going to tell it like it is. And if you're not going to support our community, then we should not be supporting you. Point blank, period.
So real. Okay, Drake and 21 Savage.
Wow.
They just dropped a new album. Album is fire. But album is
that's a matter of opinion.
Nah, I'm a big Drake fan. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm a Drake fan, I'm a 21 Savage fan. I am.
I like them both. I ain't gonna lie, but he said some stuff on there, bro.
He said some stuff. And I'm not used to Drake. Drake feeling himself these days. Drake is coming out and he's speaking his mind. But, while we on the Kanye topic, he had some choice words for Kanye. Essentially, he was like, yo, Jay Prince got me working with my op. Like, I understand we did the concert together, but we ain't friends. Like that was a business situation right there.
Right.
What's your thoughts on just the way that Drake came out and even him calling out somebody like a Kanye?
I think if that's his reality, if that's how he feel, he should express it. I think he should express 100% how he feel about things. Now, cheap shots, I don't agree with. Calling Serena Williams' husband a groupie that's out of line.
Yeah, that was harsh.
Out of line,
Yeah.
bro. Your relationship with her, whatever it was a long time ago. Now you're making yourself look like a sucker a little bit. Like you still hung up on that. That's why you talking about that. You know what I mean? Like, remember when the thing happened with Irv and Ashanti? And everybody was like, yo, Irv, why you still talking about that? Like, you looking like you hurt, right? That's what that line made him look like. But if you want to clarify some things about what transpired between you and Kanye, because y'all do have a history of being ops, right? So if you want to clarify that, I'm all with it. But taking shots at Serena Williams' husband, foul. The little subliminal thing with Megan, foul. Leave the chicks alone. You don't mess with chicks, bro. If you want to go after other grown men, go ahead. But you leave the ladies out of it, man. That's just a rule of manhood. Don't cross the manhood lines. Then we got certain rules of being a man. You don't peel a banana and shove the banana in your mouth and eat it. You break the banana up, you shake it around like dice, and you make sure ain't nobody looking and you pop it in your mouth. Stop going over the lines of manhood, bro. Leave the women out of it, all right? You still butthurt about Serena. Keep that to yourself. And leave Megan Thee Stallion out of it. She ain't do nothing to you. She just out here trying to make her money too. That's the stuff I don't like. Anybody else that's a dude, you feel like going at him, go at him, bro. I don't care. Go at him.
You know, I'm just sitting here thinking, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Drake's mother like all the way Jewish?
Yes. 100%.
She's like, she's 100%.
Yes. Drake is a half Jewish young man. Yes. Aubrey Graham, right? Nephew to the great bass player from Sly and the Family Stone, Mr. Larry Graham. Yeah. Mother is 100% Jewish. Yes.
Huh. So I'm wondering why he's not on the front line, you know, going at Kanye with all of, you know, Kanye's anti-Semitic statements.
He definitely ain't gonna back him. You ain't seen nobody in the black community that got that kind of money back Kanye.
No.
Now one of them so-called billionaire homies, the Forbes list crew, in hip-hop, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Nobody gonna mess their money up. Ain't nobody trying to mess their money up, man. They're not gonna back him. And Drake is smart enough that he ain't gonna get in that. He's not gonna get in that. He gonna hit him with some other stuff about being the op and doing the show for Jay Prince. But he's not gonna say nothing about that. He's not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, because you see he's strategically staying away from that.
Yes. Gonna stay away from that. That's business. He got businesses outside of that. This OVO thing needs financial backing. Them sneakers is coming from somewhere. Them cats gotta maintain their status. So when you're doing business with somebody, you don't bite them on their hand. Even if you feel that way, you keep it to your damn self.
Yeah, because I'd have thought that he would have been. I'd have thought he'd have had a song, like not just a verse or a mention. He'd had a whole clip loaded, going at him. You know,
on the anti-Semitic tip, he ain't gonna do that. Yeah. Because you know what he's afraid of? He's afraid of alienating the people that feel like Kanye was right. He got a lot of black fans, so he's not ever gonna play that role because people are gonna be like, "Oh, so you Jewish now? Oh, now all of a sudden you Jewish." I thought you was with us. Now all of a sudden you Jewish now? You know, he don't want to play that game. So he's smart enough to be like, I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that.
Very strategic.
Very strategic in everything. You gotta be.
Mention. No, he does. He does. You know, he does. I mean, every fight is not worth getting in.
Jay was on the Down album. Jay ain't said a word.
Didn't say a word.
He ain't going to. And if I was Jay-Z, hats off to you, Hov. I wouldn't say nothing either. I would distance myself so far away from that dude. Yo, if I had to swim the English Channel to get away from him, I would. Jay ain't gonna say a word, bro. Nothing. On anybody's side or against anybody else. He ain't gonna do it. I wouldn't either.
Jay is the ultimate politician in the rap game.
Absolutely.
You know damn well.
God bless.
He's like, oh, okay. I have shouted you out, put you in songs. I understand that you made records about me, calling me my big brother, this, that, and the third. But on this, he probably can't even get a call at Jay-Z no more. Like that call going in like, oh, Mr. Carter's busy. He'll call you back.
Whatever cell number Kanye had for Jay, it ain't the number no more. Jay called Beehive, Tata, and all of it was like, yo, write down this new number, man. It was like, yo, what's up, yo? Homeboy got the old joint. I want him calling me.
The number you have reached.
The number you have dialed is no longer in service. Yeah, hell yeah.
Nah,
Jay ain't no fool.
I'm sure he ain't getting a card. He's not getting a text. He's not getting an edible arrangement. He's not getting.
You can't even come to the 40/40 Club. You better not even show up at the 40/40 Club looking for me, bro.
Nah, he'll be on TMZ getting beat up by security. He show up at that 40/40 Club.
Exactly. You don't come over here looking to talk to me about nothing.
Oh my god!
You made that bed, you laying it. I in that. I got title. I'm trying to sell Douce back to Bacardi. I'm trying to make some moves, bro.
Yo, but you want to know the funny thing about Jay? Is if tomorrow the world loves Kanye again, you will see Jay in the picture with him. You will see Jay on the verse.
Jay get on down to 27 if he hot.
Exactly.
He will. Well, you met something, he ain't coming to your rescue, man. He not.
Nah, you got to get yourself up out of here, Playboy.
Yeah,
but once you climb up out this ditch, we good.
Right.
You can get the cell number again.
Right. Nah, you didn't have that, Playboy? Nah, I thought I told such and such to give you that number. And Jay got a dry, sarcastic humor too.
Exactly.
Jay has one of the driest, most sarcastic humors that you've ever heard in your life. No, I thought I told you. Wait till I get back to the office. Somebody's in trouble, knowing he ain't never was giving you that number,
damn
bro.
well. He be like, yo, I told Carleen to give you that number. No, Carleen ain't even in that position no more. She done moved on to greater pastures years ago. And he's like, yo, I told Carleen to give it to you.
I thought I told her to invite you.
Oh, man. All right, you mentioned Megan Thee Stallion. Yo, you got me cracking up. You mentioned Megan Thee Stallion earlier.
Yeah.
As you know, or maybe you don't know, Tory Lanez right now is on house arrest.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, he got into something with August Alsina, and he's sitting home. But on top of it, it's looking like this whole shooting thing. You know, he might be going to trial looking at 24 years.
Wow.
Looking at a lot of time.
That thing happened in Los Angeles, right?
I think it happened down in South Beach. I think. Don't quote me on.
I think it was coming from Kylie Jenner's house, but she might have so many houses.
When she got shot?
Yeah, they was coming from Kylie Jenner's house. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it was L.A. I believe it was L.A.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I think it was L.A. It's the LAPD. That's why it is what it is. You know, Cali don't play that, bro. Cali, how
do you think this thing's gonna play out? Do you think it's gonna go to trial? You think he's gonna cop a plea?
I think he cop one. He'll cop a plea. Get some kind of probation or something like that. If it's his first offense, he got good lawyers, he got enough bread, he gonna spend some bread though. That's the hard part about this whole thing. You gotta spend money. Like, you gotta spend a lot of your money on this defense, man. And these lawyers are dragging on and on and on just so they can keep getting paid.
Do you know how happy these lawyers be when some of these celebrities get into some mess?
Oh, they love it.
Oh, they love it.
They love it.
When you ring their phone, they literally put you on hold, look up to the sky and say, God, I thank you.
I am a living, walking testament to that. For that time that I got in trouble in the club in New York City and got arrested for my lawyer's bill, for them to knock all of my charges down to disturbing the peace and end up giving me community service, I paid an $80,000 attorney bill.
What?
$80,000. With everything that they added up and him representing me, he was a top-notch criminal attorney in New York City. $80,000, and all I got was disturbing the peace and 7 days of community service, which I ain't even really do.
Crazy.
So I can imagine you spending $250,000, $300,000, $350,000, $400,000. Every time that phone ring, they be like, "Thank you for getting in trouble, knucklehead."
Yes, 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 yes.
Every correspondence they send over to the district attorney costs you money. Every FedEx they send out costs you money. They charge you for all their phone conversations, even if it's on their cell phone. Every expense for traveling back and forth to court, everything comes out of your pocket on top of their fees. It's not even worth getting in trouble.
I mean, faxes don't even exist like that.
Yeah,
no
they
more.
don't, but they used to charge
and
you
you'll
for
look
it.
at your bill. You'll look at your bill to this day, and you'll see $1,000 worth of faxes. You're
Right.
like, yo, who even got a fax machine?
Emails,
But
they charge you for that too. They charge you for the
whatever
email.
they spend time on, if they push send, that was a minute. You're getting charged for that.
Yeah.
Anything to do with your case.
Yeah, it's your case, then it's your case, and then they'll come to you and say, well, we need to hire a private investigator who they in cahoots with, and the private investigators charge you. They charge you for the paralegals that work in the office. They charge you for everything.
Yes, they do.
And it adds up. It adds up.
Yep.
I'm a living testament to that. Y'all better chill out.
What's your thoughts? The baby,
I like the baby.
so do I.
He's one of my favorite new guys. I like
I
him.
think the baby's dope.
I like Lil Baby too.
Exactly. Another one. Dope. I mean, it's a lot. This crop of new artists, there's a lot of dope ones out. I mean, there's a lot of out there.
Well, I saw the documentary on Lil Baby. It gave me a newfound love for him.
I didn't see it yet.
A more of an understanding where he came from. The quality control guys did a really good job. I look at Lil Baby as the Atlanta 50 Cent.
I got to watch that.
When you see where he came from and how he was in the streets and everything like that, you'll understand the parallel between him and 50. But the baby with the buy one get one ticket thing,
Yeah.
that ain't on him.
People are saying that he's canceled because of some homophobic slurs that was made a while ago. So my question to you is do you think he's canceled, or is it just like any other artist? You run your course. I mean,
Maybe the people in that town where he was performing that just ain't big fans of his.
That's real too.
You run the risk of walking in sometimes and people just, you don't know what it is. We're getting near the holidays and then Christmas is around the corner. People like, I ain't spending no money on no ticket to see the baby right now. Maybe, but how people gonna hold him accountable for if a promoter decides to do a buy one, get one on a concert that you're involved with? That ain't your problem. That's not your problem. You're an artist. You just come in there. That's another show like any other show in any other city that you're doing. This is not a baby production. This is not if the baby productions presents the baby and nobody was buying tickets, then that's on him. But why should he feel bad about something that a promoter did? The promoter's the one that decided to do the buy one, get one.
And the truth is, everybody is not on the inside of the business like yourself. Every artist goes through this. Every
Absolutely.
single art. I don't care how big the artist is. I have worked with artists that have sold diamond records.
Right.
And, you've gone to towns and the place is half full.
Yeah.
It falls on the promoter, like you said. It does. And at the end of the day, for that artist, I got my check anyway.
Yeah, I got my money.
I got my money.
If it's 2 or 2,000, it's the same show. If
It's the
two people out
same-
there, y'all gonna get the same throw your hands in the air as everybody else get for that hour, and then I got my money, and I want the rest of it too. I don't want to hear, man, nobody came out to see you. That ain't my problem. You didn't promote the show right, give me my money. If I show up to do the show, you have to pay me the balance of what you owe me. Matter of fact, for most artists, they know we get the balance of the money before the show even starts.
No, that's what I was waiting for you to finish. Like the way we used to do it is when we get to town and check into that hotel, where's the balance?
Yeah.
I'm not coming to the club. We wasn't even coming to the club.
No.
Where is the balance, or we're not showing up?
That's right. We'll stay in this hotel room, and then the next flight we get to go home, we going home.
That's right.
And you can explain to everybody why I didn't perform because you didn't want to give me the rest of my money. We don't wait till the end of the night to get paid. No, when I get there, where's my money? So I don't put nothing, I don't look at him disparagingly. I don't look at him like he's a failure because of what a promoter wanted to do. Maybe his sales were just slow. Maybe it's in that town. Maybe it's the wrong time. We are close to the holidays and people ain't just got a whole bunch of money to mess around with. They ain't got loose money like that in whatever town that was in.
Correct. Okay. Nicki Minaj and Lotto.
What is their beef? Why does she always beefing? Why is she always beef? You know, after a while, if you got a problem with everybody, what does that say about you? Nicki, you are who you are. You're a history-making female artist. Why do you have to have a problem with everybody? Like, I don't understand that. I read, I saw something about that, about you were talking about where your record's supposed to be at in the Grammys, right? But that's a problem with the Grammys. Why would you bring somebody else into your stuff? Why? And then, of course, when the back and forth happens and everybody starts playing what we said to each other on the phone, and I got receipts for what you said to me, and what is going on?
Yep.
What in the hell is going on?
But you know, Ed.
I love Nicki too, man. I love her. Southside Jamaica Queen. Shout out to homegirl all day. She did a lot of stuff that a lot of artists had never done before. But stop arguing with everybody. Everybody ain't worth a response to you.
Truth.
Let it go, sis. Let it go.
But you know, it's a question I gotta ask you, because it seems like every female artist, you know, when they become uber successful, and now it's not, it's not even when they become uber successful, but at one point when they become uber successful, they can't get along with other female artists that are equally as successful. We know this from back in the days with Foxy and Kim, you know, and that even escalated to somebody getting shot, you know, right, outside of Hot 97. Like, why do you think female artists just can't seem to get along, especially when it's so few of them in a male-dominated industry? You would think that they would all band together and be rocking
together as one, right? And that's now. Like, that just came over. And I think, like, since the really, like, in the 2000s and stuff, you didn't hear MC Lyte and Lauryn Hill having a problem. You didn't hear Salt and Pepper. And, you know, the Roxanne wars, that was something different. The real Roxanne versus Roxanne Shante, you know, versus Sparky D. Well, her and Sparky used to go on tour together, Shante and Sparky. So there was no real problem. I'm not understanding why these women that are out there as artists, like you said, it's a male-dominated industry. So why wouldn't you want to see another one of your sisters excel? Why can't y'all all be cool with each other? I don't understand why it always has to be, it can only be me. It can only be me. It's only me. You don't see R&B chicks doing that. You don't see Mary J. Blige going at Beyonce. Like, what's wrong with y'all?
No, never. It's so crazy. And, you know, I was just thinking about what you just said, because you might have a point here. Maybe this is a late 90s, 2000s thing, because, you know, back in the mid 90s, and even before that,
nobody went at Missy. Nobody went at Missy.
Nobody went at Missy. Queen Latifah, Ladies First. When she did the remix, it was all of them on it.
Right.
You know, every lady who was
Brandy,
in the game.
Yeah, you know,
correct.
Brandy's record. Yo, Light and Latifah. They didn't, nobody went at each other. What is this new thing that I got a beef besides Kim and Foxy? That was the only two that was going at each other. Nobody even went at each other on a female tip at all. And then soon as Nicki came out, it was Nicki and Kim. And then there's Nicki and Cardi. And then there's, you know, there was Nicki and Remy. It's like, what is going on right now? Like, y'all got to stop beefing with each other. It's not cute. It's not cute.
Nah.
There's room for everybody.
Not only is it room for everybody, but you would think that in this industry where it's so many male artists, it would be, yo, like, I want to welcome you to this club. It's only a few of us. We need to hold each other down.
We need to be sisters, yeah. Well, that's how they felt about it back in the day. I don't think they feel about that at all. And then you would think that we would say, okay, so let's all be good with each other so that we can all tour together. And we can make a super bag.
Yep.
If we all be cool with each other, we all going, can you imagine that tour? Could you imagine a Nicki, Cardi, Megan Thee Stallion, Big Lotto, Rhapsody, whoever, Glorilla opening, whoever. Can you imagine what that tour would sell, bro?
Yep.
But there'd be a problem about who's closing, who's got the biggest record, what color you wearing tonight. I thought I was going to wear them shoes, and now this bitch is on the stage. That's what would happen. Goodness. She saw our concerts, our clothes at rehearsal, and then she gonna go get something like that. I don't like her. Oh, I fired her. How you gonna hire her to dance for you? And I just... Rough Riders and Rockefeller went on tour.
That's right.
Made a whole lot of money doing it.
That's right.
I mean, at least Jay and R. Kelly tried. It's a big tour, man. That Best of Both Worlds tour was huge.
No, it was huge, man. It's crazy. And they made great music together.
Yeah, they did, bro.
All right. Yo, something's going on. We got a lot of cougars out here these days. Cher, she's Akademiks from in
what, that Amber Rose's ex-man she running around with?
Cher, you big first and foremost when you just have that one name.
Yeah.
When you Prince or Cher, like Cher's 76 years old.
Beyonce.
Cher been doing this, exactly, Beyonce.
Right.
She been doing this for freaking
ever.
Over 50 years.
Is she 76?
76 years old and hooked up with Amber Rose's ex, and he's 36 years old. What's your thoughts on that? Is it just let her be happy?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. You're 36 and she's 76.
76.
No.
I mean, this is beyond.
So when you was born,
she was 40 years old. When you were born, when you touched down on planet Earth,
she's already 40. You don't see that boy cloud chasing you, Cher? Come on now. You used to be married to Sonny Bono. Ask the boy who Sonny Bono was. Ask him what's the name of the song that y'all used to sing on Sonny and Cher when it was on TV. Just sing it to him. Just go, we both are young and we don't know. We won't find out until we grow. If he can't say, I don't know, baby, if that's true, but you got me and baby, I got you. If he don't know that, get his ass up out of there, man. Get his ass up out of there, man.
Oh my God!
Get him out of there.
That you even remember that is hilarious.
Come on, man. I used to watch Sonny and Cher, man. Come on. Come on, man. Get him out of there, bro. Come on. He ought to be shaming himself, man. Come on.
Yo, but
I ain't mad at Cher. She needs some love, but you can't get somebody you can't find a fly 60-year-old dude or something. 36? 60, all right. There's some nice looking 60-year-old men out there.
Maybe that's just where the world is at. Like I said, the Cougars is out here. You got Kim
right now. The Cougars is winning.
Kim Kardashian, mother, she's 67 or something like that. 67, 68. She dating Corey Gamble.
How old is he?
Corey might be 40, 41 at best.
Damn.
So she got him by a quarter century.
She's in her 20s when he was touched down on the plane.
Exactly.
I think we need to start doing that, Prez. We need to get them 19-year-olds, them 20s, baby.
Nah, I'm a pass on that, man.
A young lady younger than my youngest daughter.
Straight up. Like, I mean, but they out here, they doing it. You know what's crazy? Because 50 Cent, being 50 Cent, being exactly who he is, you know, he stays trolling Madonna. In his words, Grandma Madonna, for being out here on social media on some BS. 50 Cent clearly ain't down with all of Madonna's antics.
Madonna get the booty shots and all that. He ain't down with that. You leave that alone, man. Just at some point you gotta leave it alone, man. Fifth don't care either. That's what I love about Fifth. He don't care, man. You troll and mess out you in a minute. He don't give a damn who it is. It don't matter.
The crazy, nobody is off limits.
Nobody's safe for 50. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Gotta love him for that. He know how to promote his brand, so.
Oh, man. Okay, Erica Mena.
I just read about her today. She's a trip, bro.
What'd you read?
That she crying over that $4,000 a month that she supposed to get from Safari.
You know exactly where I was going with it.
What is right? Yo, I got a message for Erica Mena. And listen, Erica, from a man that is a father that was divorced at one point and paying $6,000 a month in child support, let me tell you something, Erica. The $4,000 a month that you're supposed to get for Safari for your child is meant to supplement your child's income, not be the only income. That means that you're supposed to add something to that. Now, if you're doing what you're supposed to do as that boy's mom, then that $4,000 a month should be gravy. It shouldn't be the main course. It should be gravy. Stop complaining about $4,000 free dollars a month. There's not one person that's watching this on Vlad TV, including myself, that would not like a free, non-taxable $4,000 a month. Halle Berry was paying $16,000 a month. She just got her knocked down to $8,000. You're getting $4,000 a month tax-free. What baby needs $4,000 a month? So what you gonna do? You gonna squander the boy money, and then when it's time for him to, what they got, a boy or a girl? What they got?
A girl. No, they got two kids.
They got two kids.
So this is not just one kid.
You're gonna squander that money, and then when it's time for them to go to college, you ain't gonna have no college money, and they're gonna have to take out loans. It's supposed to be his contribution and your contribution. Stop complaining. You get $3,000 a month. I wish somebody gave me $4,000 a month. Free.
That's so real. You know, you just mentioned about how much it takes for a baby, to live out here.
I just paid $6,000 for two.
Yo, how about this? What's her name? Scary Spice, Mel B?
Yeah.
She took Eddie Murphy back to court, and his child support went from $25,000 a month to $35,000 a month.
A month.
What kid on planet Earth need $35,000? And here's the kicker.
Good Lord.
She said because her income had changed. I ain't seen Eddie Murphy in no movies lately. Like, how you know his income ain't changed? The man has been paying $25,000 a month for 15 years. And in the last 3, you gonna go to court and get an extra 10 out of him? What baby need that kind of money?
What 15-year-old need that kind of money?
Insane.
That boy better get a free ride through school. I know that much. You better get a free ride through school. She better have some money for him when he. I don't mind paying child support, but when it comes into that kind of money like that, I always felt like the courts need to force the mother to take some of that money and put it in a trust fund for the baby. So when they're 21 years old, they can have some money. Not blow it on what you want to blow it on, and then the kid grow up and be mad because they don't have no money to do nothing else because you done spent all their child support money.
That money is literally unmonitored. Once it goes out of your account into her account, she can do whatever she wants to do with it.
You're flushing $35,000 a month down the toilet because once it goes into her account, she can do whatever she wants to do with it. Whatever. No stipulations, no nothing. It don't matter. If she want to take half of that money and put it down on a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or whatever and use part of that money to pay her car note, you can't do nothing about it. That's wrong.
It is what it is.
That's wrong.
It is what it is. Yeah. Okay, let's stay with Safari for a second. His childhood friend, and I'm saying childhood. I didn't say friend. I didn't say somebody he met when he got in the industry.
Right.
His childhood friend just got 18 years in prison for robbing him. Remember when he got stuck up for that for all his jewelry, that $180,000 worth of jewelry?
Yeah.
Turns out when they caught the dudes who did it, one of them was his childhood friend, just got 18 years.
Wow.
Insane, right?
Wow. What did Nas, remember the Firm? Remember the Firm did that record? It was Foxy, Nas. I think it's AZ on, or was it just a Nas record? I think Foxy was doing the hook. And it was like, watch them niggas that be close to you and make sure they do what they supposed to do. That's another classic case of that jealousy, man. Jealousy and envy. When you come up out of the hood and you make something out of yourself, people that you grew up with feel like you owe them something. So you better know who your real friends are because, yeah, man, money make friends strangers, bro. It really does. Anybody that's had any kind of success will tell you how money can make people hate you, like real hard, like want to kill you or want to rob you. And a lot of times it'd be the people that are closest to you. Your childhood friend would do that to you? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, insane. You know what? I just thought about this, and I should have brought this up a second ago. 50 Cent, while we was talking about him, and we were talking about child support, his son was on a
Marquis.
There you go. Shout to Marquis. And I actually like that little boy. I really do. I never met him, but I like the way he moves. I just didn't agree with his perspective. He said that $6,700 a month was not enough child support for him. And the internet tore him a new one. They ate him up behind it.
Yeah, as they should. As they should. The $6,700, like I said, in response to the Erica Mena story, the $6,700 is to supplement whatever income your mother's already bringing in to help raise you, not be the total support for the entire family. It's not her support. It's child support. That's for you. That's what she's supposed to spend the money on, supporting the child, not supporting her rent and mortgage or whatever. She should be able to take care of that by herself.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't have anything to do with your child support. I've been down that road. I know. I've had these arguments before. You know, so it is what it is, man. And that's why you got that dumb look on your face right now. First of all, Fifth at first was giving her what, 500,000?
Yeah, some astronomical number.
And he took himself and put himself on papers just to show her, and she was complaining then. So once they went to court, they busted down there looking at his money, what he was making at the time, and was like, well, you get $6,700 a month. That's a lot of money, bro. It's a lot of money. For nothing, just on its strength, like every month. You sitting there at 60,000. Imagine yourself, anybody, sitting there, taking care of a child, and at the top of every month, $6,700 coming to your bank account. You trying to live like the person that's earning the money is living.
Correct.
No, he don't owe you anything. Paying his child support.
You know what's the crazy thing, Ed, is there are two family households. And I'm not even talking about women who are raising kids on their own. There are actually two family households, many of them in this country we live in, that collectively are not bringing in $6,700 a month.
I grew up in one of those households. My parents,
as most of us did.
Yeah, my parents didn't make $6,700 a month between the two of them, and they have 4 kids, a mortgage, water bill, light bill, gas bill, you know, all of that stuff, car notes, buy food, buy clothes, you know, school clothes, school supply. They did the best they can. Y'all getting that kind of money and complaining. That don't even make no sense. That's just greedy.
But you know something, and I pray that the relationship between 50 and his son, I really do, and this is sincere. I really do pray that they mend and make amend, because we don't know what tomorrow holds. We don't.
Right.
And I think that, sometimes things happen and you might not even be aware at the time why God allowed it to happen. And what I mean by that is his son Marquise having the whole world come after him and share their opinions and share their stories and tell him essentially what his father's been saying for many years is, yo, you're entitled. You got an entitled spirit. Maybe it opened his mind up to say, you know what? I maybe I should see this thing through my father's eyes.
Right.
And give him a chance. And hopefully this'll be the start of them two reestablishing a relationship. And
Yes.
I really hope that's the outcome.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Because, like you said, tomorrow's never promised, and you would hate for something to happen to your dad or something to happen to your son and you're not talking to him. That'll make
There
you
you
feel
go.
horrible.
It really would. It really, really would.
So they can mend it.
This one right here, I'm sure you have strong opinions on. Akademiks.
Oh, man.
He made a comment. Yeah.
Woo.
He made a comment.
You don't even have to say it. I absolutely know what you're talking about. And I'll say this to academics. We all stand on the shoulders of giants. We all stand on the shoulders of people that has done it before us. You are not the first black man to sit behind a mic and interview people, nor will you be the last black man. And after you, there's going to be somebody else. What you don't understand, academics, is and something that it doesn't seem like you're opening up your mind to even receive these things, is the pioneers that kick the door down, that open the doors for you, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, science. It doesn't matter what it is. Philosophy, psychology. Those are never the ones that reap the benefits financially. It always takes generations later to reap the benefits. So when you make that comment about the forefathers of hip hop being dusty or whatever you call it, they never had an opportunity to make the money because first and foremost, hip hop wasn't about money. It was a culture. It was something that you just liked to be good at and you just wanted to be the best at and you wanted to be better than anybody else. There were no endorsements. There was no Hollister Hollywood. There was no Madison Avenue advertisers coming after hip hop artists. If you go back and look at some of the earlier hip hop videos, you see that these guys' sneakers didn't even match their outfits that they had on because they were wearing whatever sneakers that they really owned. There was no big endorsement deals. There was no Lollapalooza. There was no Coachella. There was none of that. It might be a little dusty club where you got paid $50 to perform. So how dare you disrespect the people that made it? They made it available to you to do what you do right now. I took that very, very personally. And you owe all of these guys an apology. Don't get so high up on your horse, bro. Somebody did it before you. And it's blind to even think that you're doing something that's so special that nobody did it before you. You don't see that in any other genre of music. You don't see that in sports. You see LeBron has love and respect for everybody that came before him. You stand on the shoulders of giants. The money that they're making right now, that ain't the money Michael Jordan made. The most Michael Jordan made in one season was $32 million. These cats are getting $40, $50 million a season. They're not dogging Michael Jordan.
And he didn't get that to the end of his
career. First of all, bro, you're looking at the reason why your ass is on television.
Talk that talk, Ed.
So me, the dude that was known as the mayor of Rap City, Big Tigger, everybody that came before you is the reason why you have an opportunity. The reason why I had the opportunity is dudes like Don Cornelius. The reason why I have an opportunity to do radio is because of dudes like Frankie Crocker, like Bugsy. That's the reason why I had the opportunity to do what I do, and now you're doing what you're doing because of cats like me. And those cats that made the hip-hop music earlier, the reasons why I even had my opportunity. So how you gonna disrespect somebody that gave you, that opened these doors little by little by little by little and wind it, and now you are just trying to get a foothold in with your peers, or not even your peers, but what you think is your constituency, like you're a politician, by disrespecting the elder statesmen of hip-hop. That's disrespectful. You'll never, ever hear a new, young, white guitar player talk crazy about Eric Clapton.
Never.
Eminem just walked into the Hall of Fame. He just got in and he ran down a laundry list
100 people,
of
at least,
who inspired him. Dusty? Jay-Z's before you, Jay Dusty. Diddy before you, he Dusty. Dr. Dre's before you, he's Dusty. You sound like a clown, homie. I don't even really know you like that, but you standing right now on the shoulders of giants. Respect that, man. Respect that.
You know, I wish, I hope, I pray that Akademiks hears this, number one. And he has a voice that carries with this new generation. He really does. And it would say so much if he didn't get defensive and actually listen to the words of people like you, Russell Simmons, LL, and so many other legendary figures who spoke truth, who literally spoke truth and apologized and say, you know what? Sometimes we can all, put our foot in our mouth, say something that sounds a little crazy, and I just didn't mean it that way. I really hope that at some point he would become that bigger person and show this generation, yo, you know what? We're human, and we can make mistakes, and we can get out of pocket sometimes. But you know what? I heard what these elder statesmen had to say. I've done my research, and I recant what I said. I apologize, and I'm actually apologizing to all of you giants, to use your words, that have come before me, and I would like to be that role model, that person that now, for every other artist that even thinks to say something like this, they think twice.
Right. Right. Like the great Dougie Fresh once told me, I ain't never had a job. This is what Dougie Fresh has been doing since he was 14, 15 years old. Music, hip hop. Ain't nothing dusty about Dougie Fresh, bro. Nothing. It's about working. It's about the spin.
And doing something you love.
Everybody's not going to become a billionaire off of it. That's just the way it is.
And especially not the pioneers. I don't care what industry you go in.
The pioneers never
the pioneer.
Never get.
No.
Jim Brown ain't getting the same money that they giving Aaron Rodgers. It just didn't happen. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't that time. At that time, it didn't happen like that. So that's just the way it is. Don't blame us.
No, well, Dr. J didn't get the money that Oscar Robertson didn't get the money that Jordan got.
No, absolutely.
Jordan ain't get the money that Kobe got. Kobe didn't get the money that LeBron got.
No.
This is just how the pioneers don't get the check.
Never.
Okay, Young Thug, Gunna, the YSL Rico case.
What is going on with that, bro?
My goodness.
I wish them dudes all the best, man. I wish them dudes all the best, and hopefully what they're saying about them is not true. I'm praying for them dudes. They got so much talent, man. I'm praying for them. I just pray for them, bro. All I gotta say about that is I pray for them. And as a notice to all other rap artists, watch what you say on record, especially if it was something that you had something to do with, because they're going to use it against you.
What's your thoughts on that? The DA being able to use lyrics against artists?
I think if it's a tool for justice, But if a rap artist is lying, I don't think that's a way you want to grab some lyrics. And, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that because I've had people that have died violently in the street. And then I just don't want it to become a witch hunt on anything you say can be used against you in a court of law when it's supposed to be art.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that they need to put a balance in their music. I know that much.
No, I think you need to wake up. If you doing some dirt, if you around some dirt,
Don't
if you know
say
some
it.
people who don't say, like, that's just common sense.
Yeah,
Like,
you
we
snitching
talked
on
about
yourself.
Clout chasing. Yeah, we talked about clout chasing early in this conversation.
Yeah.
If you think you need to give a verbal documentation of a crime that was committed, then you deserved everything to come back.
Well, let's call that self-snitching.
That's what it is.
Self-snitching. That's what that is. That's self-snitching. You telling on yourself. Don't tell on yourself. If you did something, who does things and then say it on record?
Crazy. Well, right now they still got 28 of them locked up. Nobody's getting bond. They done been before the judge at least on 3 different occasions.
Yeah.
The judge denied. But Young Thug's lawyer, right now he's trying to get, at least Thug's charges thrown out because he's saying the DA, they abuse their power. They got receipts from a rental car company illegally. They didn't have the proper paperwork signature to get the warrant to get these receipts. So he's trying to get it thrown out. I don't know if these guys are guilty or innocent. The best I could say is, just the goal is to make it out the hood. Once you do that, please just fly straight.
Fly straight. Once you out that hood, you can't stay in the hood. It's never worked out for anybody. It's just never worked out for anybody. So once you get out of it, you gotta cut them ties. And I know sometimes it's hard to do, but you have to for your own sanity, for your own freedom, and for your own life, and the life of your family, and the life of your kids, and the life of everybody. You gotta cut ties. Being in the hood, staying in the hood, being a part of the hood after you've made it has never worked out for anybody.
Nope.
Anybody.
Do you think his lawyer has a chance of getting those charges thrown out?
I think if they have illegally obtained the thing for the rental car service, yeah, they got a chance at it. Absolutely. The law can't break the law.
That's real.
Just because you're the feds, that don't mean you can do it any way you want to. There's legal ways that you have to go about obtaining things. And if you did it illegally and you're using that as the crux of your case, then you messed up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Akon, he did a interview. He sat down with Vlad, and
shout out to
Vlad
Con.
asked him, shout to Akon, man.
With the new hairline. The hairline is
But he upfront about it, said he paid for it. I think he went overseas to get
it.
He
Said Turkey, right? He said paid $7,500.
Yeah, $7,500.
Well, I ain't got no hair. I ain't got no hairline, so I was wasting my $7,500. I'm just draw a line on a bald head. Don't make no sense to me. Shout out to Condo.
Yo, he said he know most of those guys. He said, I know most of YSL. They're good people, but on their songs, they sound like serial killers.
A lot of them, that's not who they really are. These are kids, man. They still young. Like, it's like most of it is being done to, you can say, impress their peers. Because, man, I know most of them.
Yeah.
Man, they the most humble, good-hearted, real good people. But when you listen to the music, you would think they were serial killers.
Wow.
It's a crazy statement, right?
Yeah, from Akon. Akon makes some great music too, man. So Akon pretty much know what he's talking about, man. He knows. Akon knows the ins and outs. Akon was what? Akon used to be like a car thief or something?
Yeah.
In Jersey City?
His first hit record, I'm locked up.
I'm locked up, right? He was a car thief or something. So Akon knows what it means to come out of poverty and to make yourself a multimillionaire. Akon left it alone. You got to leave it alone. It don't work. It don't work for nobody. It never did. Nobody can point at one person and say, yeah, they stayed in the hood, they kept it real, and it worked out for them.
Nobody.
Even Jay stayed in the hood too long. Jam Master Jay stayed in the hood too long. That's why you can't stay.
Okay, and I'm not even sure if you're aware of this, but on Vlad TV, Saigon and Havoc, one half of the group
The infamous Mobb Deep.
The infamous Mobb Deep.
M.O.B.B. Got the whole block flooded.
You know, them two have had beef for like 15 years. And now they got a podcast together.
Get out of here.
Yeah, right here on Vlad TV, them two got a podcast together. And it's crazy. And I bring it up based on our earlier, they was able to put their beef behind them and get to work. Like the show, and they've been beefing for legit 15 years.
Dude, these two, they crews shot at each other and all kind of mess.
Real beef.
Real beef. So if they can put that mess to the side and come together to get the bag, anybody should be able to do that, man. Big up to Havoc and big up to Saigon for that's his maturity. That's maturity. When I was a child, I did childish things. Now that I'm a man, I do things like a man. You don't hold on to no 15-year-old beef, man. Come on. I'm happy for them brothers, man. Good for y'all.
And they're also showing that nobody don't have to die. Nobody don't have, like beef can just be what it is.
Yeah.
I don't like you. You don't like me. And hopefully one day we can figure out a way to make money together. But if we never talk, one of us don't have to lose our life behind it.
No, one of my biggest disappointments in hip hop history is that Kim and Foxy didn't do that Thelma Louise album.
Oh my goodness. You know, I forgot about that project. You are dead right.
So y'all let a bag go that they weren't even trying to recoup the upfront money that they was going to give y'all. Y'all didn't want to do a record together? Over what?
I forgot all about that project.
You remember that?
That would have been amazing. Of course. That would have been incredible. Okay. Mystikal. We all know Mystikal.
I don't know all the details of what Mystikal was arrested for now. But all I got to say.
It's the same thing he's been arrested for.
Mystikal, come on.
06, and then again about a year or two ago, it's right back at it with the same alleged rape charges.
I got to separate the man and the music. Mystikal, I love you, bro. You know you my bro. You've been my bro for a long time, but dog, if it ain't true, then you put yourself in harm's way too many times. You should never be alone with a woman ever. Ever. If these charges ain't true on you, bro. Come on, bro. 3 times? Come on, bro. That's crazy.
I mean,
I'm praying for him too. Jeez. Whew.
You know, he's facing life in prison.
Without parole. With no parole time.
He's down in Louisiana. You know, Angola's down there. Life is a L. It is not a number. It ain't 25 to life. It ain't 50 to life. It is life.
Yes, done.
You know, it would be, and again, you got to separate the man from the music, because if what he is allegedly charged with, then you deserve everything you get, because that's one of the worst crimes outside of
homicide,
abusing kids.
Yeah.
I just, abusing kids is
rape
off limits.
Child, abusing kids.
Yeah. But it's sad that somebody who has seen the level of success that he has, if you didn't learn from that first stint, because he was locked up with a rape charge, he comes home, he has to get on the registry, the whole 9, and the community let him back in. And then a year or two ago, he gets another charge. That charge was dismissed. And now you're back in there looking at life?
Wow.
At what point do you just learn your lesson?
It should have been after the first one. Should have been after you came home and you started doing shows again. I was on the road. I saw Mystikal a lot of shows that I was hosting. I was really happy to see him. He looked healthy. He looked happy. He looked ready to go back to work. Master P was putting together them No Limit reunion tours. He was on that. He was making money. Yeesh.
It's awful, man.
And if I even thought that the DA in Louisiana had something out for me, I'd have left, bro.
Exactly.
I'd have been gone out of that city, out of that state.
Maybe he couldn't. Maybe it was one of the conditions of his parole. You know, sometimes they don't let you leave
you're
the
a
state.
registered sex offender. You got
Exactly.
You gotta get permission to leave.
Huh. Okay. We touched on this earlier. I want to get your thoughts on it before I let you up out of here. Ashanti. She finally spoke out.
She spoke to my girl, the one and only fabulous Miss Angie Martinez.
Exactly.
Love Angie.
And she opened up about the Irv affair and her thoughts on his comments on drink chants and all of that. And essentially she was like, he lied about a lot of things.
Yeah, that's what she said. You know what? She has been carrying herself with so much profound class throughout this whole ordeal. When Irv was saying what he was saying, Rue was sitting right next to him, and Rue was quiet as a church mouse. Yep. Rue was still going on tour with Ashanti. And smart as Rue is, he was like, I'm not going to offend Ashanti, right? I'm not going to offend her. That's my sister. That's my girl. We go on tour together. We make money together. So I'm staying way the hell up out of this. I would tend to believe Ashanti. I would, because Ashanti has carried herself with a lot of style and a lot of class and a lot of grace. And I just feel like Irv is not in this situation. I don't think that's something that needed to be said. I mean, you had your joint coming on BT. We was going to watch it anyway. That was what, 20 some odd years ago? Like, I don't think it needed to be said. Even if it's true, some things are better left unsaid. They don't have to be said.
Irv, right around the time that he did this Drink Champs interview, he made an announcement that he did a deal, sold his catalog, he got a bag, something like $300 million.
Right.
Irv has been in and around the rap game for the majority of his life. He is behind Murder Inc. records and so many great artists, great
Mike
talent.
Geronimo before that,
Before that, correct.
Yeah, Irv been around, man.
Why do you think, I guess this is a two-part question. Why do you think he feels the need, he himself, just as a man, why does he feel the need to keep revisiting this situation with Ashanti, especially considering he was married at the time? And two, does this hurt his legacy in any way? He's this accomplished music producer, executive, and he's made millions of dollars. Like,
and he found a way to make hits. At one time, Murder Inc. was the most successful subsidiary of Def Jam.
Yes,
Rue was outselling Jay-Z at one point, and outselling X2. So I can't speak for Irv. I don't know why. I think maybe when I looked at it, I was like, well, maybe he's just trying to find some kind of controversy to further promote the documentary series on Murder Inc. that was coming out on BET Plus. That's what I thought it was. But then I was like, well, why, why could you find something else? Like, why Ashanti? She's such a sweetheart. Like, Ashanti don't bother nobody. Ashanti makes her music and tours and do her movies and do television series. Like,
So you really think this was strictly to get eyeballs to that documentary? Because
I think that's what we live. That's the world we're living in right now. I'm gonna tell you why I feel that way, because I follow Pam Long from Total and I know Pam put a book out about Total and things about her ex-husband and all that. She sat there on her Instagram feed for like 5 to 7 minutes and apologized that she said that she lied about
man.
things that happened with Total, about things that happened with her ex-husband, about abuse that she allegedly suffered at the hands of her ex-husband was all lies. And she came clean with it. So I think when people get in the position where they're trying to sell something, in order to sell something, sometimes they will bend the truth.
You know,
Rule was there. Rule didn't say no, and Rule didn't say, yeah, that's what was going on. And then everybody else's question was, if that was going on, how old was Ashanti when you was doing this? And you were married. And isn't that a conflict of interest to be sleeping with somebody on your label?
You know, if it strictly was for the bag,
And maybe you should have clued Ashanti in on it.
yeah, because when you think about it, like I said, if it wasn't right after that, it was right before. He made this announcement that we all proud of him for. Like,
Yeah, I love
you
Irv,
just sold your catalog.
I love him, bro.
And you got a $300 million check.
I love him. One of his closest friends, my man Ron Gutter, is my niece's father. So Ron is part of our family. I love them dudes, man, with all my heart and soul. I just don't know where that came from. I just like, ugh. I don't know. I was hoping it was just a publicity stunt. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened in the world of entertainment.
Here's what I hope, and then we're moving on. I hope he never speaks to this woman again. Honestly, I hope that moving forward, you know, obviously he's going to do interviews in the future. People are going to bring this up. It's okay to say, I don't speak about that.
Yeah.
I've said all that I need to say about it. And if y'all want to know how I feel about it, look at my old interviews.
Yeah.
I hope he never speaks about it again.
Because, you know, there's his side, her side, and somewhere in between that is the truth. So we may never.
Even if it's all the truth, number one, is 20 plus years old. Number two, like you said, that woman has carried herself with so much class, dignity, and respect over the years. You never heard her speak about it.
Even when she broke up with Nelly, she ain't throw Nelly under the bus.
No. She keeps it moving.
Yeah.
Okay, Vlad, he did you go back to Akon. He did an interview with Akon, and he said Michael Jackson, you know, had a conversation with him and was very, very wary about the powers that be. And warned Akon, you know, like, look, you got to watch out for these people because when you blow and you become too powerful, they try to find ways to bring you down.
Did you guys ever have conversations about how he always felt attacked and how everyone always like?
Yeah, he did feel that that, you know, the powers that be, he used to always say, treated him unfairly. And he used to always say, man, you know, those are not good people. They're not good people, Akon. They're not good people. Be very careful because they will use you until they can't use you no more, and then they'll find a way to destroy you, to grab everything that you have access to or possess, because they feel that he had too much access and real estate in the music catalogs, you know, in the arena. Because Mike was a very smart businessman.
Right, he owned like half of Sony ATV.
Yeah, he was very, very smart. So he had more power than a black man should have in the business, put it that way. So he always felt like, you know, they were out to get him.
And truth of the matter is, he was speaking from the standpoint of, I mean, Michael Jackson, as you know, forget his public persona and public image. He was an extremely intelligent businessman.
Oh, yes, he was.
He owned half of that Sony ATV catalog.
And the Beatles catalog. Half of that.
The Beatles yeah. You know, do you think Michael has a point with that?
Yes.
Like, you can, really?
Yes. Prince had the same point. Yes. Yes, you can play ball for us, but you can't sit at the table with us.
Whoo!
We can write you a check. We gonna make you a lot of money, but stay in your place. That's America. That's always been America. We know there's a glass ceiling in America for us. We know that. Don't try to be the boss. You can be the boss. Now, if you want to be the boss, you can have MJJ, Michael Joseph Jackson Records, but it's going to be under our umbrella. Right? You're not going to sit here at the table with us. You're going to stay a notch down. So when you think you're too big, we're going to knock you down a little bit, homie. That's the way it's always been. So why not just go ahead and keep making your money with them and then take your money and do something big with that, on your own, and leave a legacy of something that has nothing to do with the people that's trying to keep you down. Because what we do is we build these companies up, then we sell it to them, and then we get mad at them for what they did with the company that you sold them. You had it. You could have kept it. You know, you say, well, the point of business is to build up a brand and then to sell a brand, right? Well, if you sell a brand, then you don't have ownership of the brand anymore. So you can't complain once you sold something. You got a whole big bag of money for selling something, and then you mad at how somebody else handles what you bought, what they paid their money for. If I come in and buy your company, I'll do whatever I want to do with the company. I gave you your money, now get out of here. You don't get to keep talking to me after I bought your company. You sold it to me. If you wanted it, you thought it was that important to your legacy as a person or as a person of color, of any ethnicity, you should have held on to it. But you didn't want to ride the wave of your own company when you're having good times and when you're not having some good times. You wanted to put that all in my hands. Now that I got it and I'm doing what I feel like I want to do with it, you want to complain about it. Every last person that has gotten to a certain level has gotten to that level because they cashed out their company, whether it's their catalog of music or whether it's whether Def Jam sold to Columbia or whatever. Everybody, or whether it was BET selling their company off to Viacom when they gave Bob Johnson $1 billion. How does BET, love for BET, but you can't be Black Entertainment Television and you owned by Viacom. It used to be a standalone company. So how can we complain about stuff when we get it and we own it and then we build it up and then we sell it to somebody else? It ain't yours no more. Mike had all that publishing. That's what made him dangerous.
That's exactly what made him dangerous. And, I remember...
They want that publishing. Mike wouldn't get up off of it.
Mike wouldn't... Paul McCartney actually went to him and, was like, yo, sell me back my publishing. And Mike is a shrewd businessman. Mike was like, nah. Like I understand in years to come what this is going to be worth.
Yeah, because Paul is the one that told him that it was coming up for sale.
Yep.
Because Paul and John Lennon's widow and Ringo and George pooled their money together to buy their publishing back, the early publishing that they had sold when it came up for sale, and Mike outbid him. Outbid him, and would not. And wouldn't even have known about it if Paul didn't tell him. But outbid him to take his publishing.
Mike is a different kind of fella.
That's a different kind of beast right there.
Him and Paul right around that time just made that record. What is that? Say.
Yeah.
What you want? Like, this is how ill your man Mike was.
What's this how I'm gonna do you?
With him and Paul McCartney back in the days. I remember that video. Mike was riding in the back of a hay wagon or something.
All of that. I see you by the phone. Mike is a bad boy though, man. Mike is a bad boy.
People want to make fun of Mike, but Mike was a shrewd businessman.
Mike is the best solo male singer to ever do it, bro. Listen to them do when he was a little kid, all through his career. Go get the Jackson Live Victory album. Listen to that boy live. Mike was nobody could touch Mike. Prince was a totally better musician than Mike was.
100%.
Prince played everything, but singer, nobody touches Michael Joseph Jackson. Nobody. Mike is a bad boy, man.
Just as a pure entertainer, I'm sure you've watched his final documentary that This Is It.
Yeah,
tour.
Michael's a beast, bro.
If you ever want to see what genius looks like, if you ever just want to see what pure artistry and attention to every minute detail.
Mike was involved in everything.
The blueprint
else did.
I mean, if you want the blueprint on how to be that guy, go watch that documentary.
Yeah. Where everybody's situated on the stage, what everybody's doing, what notes are being played when, how we getting in and out of, how we segueing from this song to that song. No, I don't like that. Let's do this again. But if you're going to be next to me, your left foot has to be at the same angle that my left foot. Mike was not playing, bro. He was
His
doing it
attention to
since he was a kid.
detail. Oh my goodness.
He's the all-pro. He's the god. He's the god.
He really was.
Mike's
he really
the god
was.
of it, baby. Nobody can touch that boy. He knew it.
Talent going too soon. You
Yeah.
know, and it's crazy because as we get older, you realize Mike was only 50 when he passed.
Yeah.
Like you know, I remember when he passed, he seemed so old. And I'm like, yo, like the man was only 50 years old.
Only
when he
50 years
passed.
old, bro. And look at all the artists that we losing that ain't even making it to 33 or 28 or 27. Come on, rest in peace, Takeoff. Takeoff was 28 years old. My man Stretch, 28 years old. Pac, 21.
That's all Stretch was? Stretch was only 28?
28. Pac was what, 24, 25?
24.
Big was what, 20?
24. Or Pac was 25 and Big was 24.
Big was
One or the other.
24. Pac was 25. P&B Rock, another youngin'. XXX, a youngin'. Nipsey, a youngin'. We losing them, man. We losing them. If I had something to say to the artists right now, I would say, listen, man, you got to understand that the music that you're making right now, that the generation of people that's behind you that you're talking to cannot differentiate. They're not mature enough to differentiate the fact that you are an artist and that sometimes what you're saying that you're doing is not true. So you have to give them a balance in the music. It's not up to what everybody else think it is. It's up to you. There's nobody going in the studio with you, forcing you to make the kind of music that you're making. You're making the music that you want to make because you have the freedom to make the music as an artist. So paint your picture, but also let them know why you're saying what you're saying. Just don't feed them violence and drugs all the time, because it may come back to hurt you in the long run.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we got to close the interview like this. You know, you mentioned P&B Rock. We started off with Takeoff. You know, but I don't want to close out without really shining a light on the fact that we lost P&B Rock. I mean, September 12th.
Yeah, he's talented.
September 12th, and then we lose Takeoff November 1st.
Right.
It's not even a full 2 months, eh?
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a full 2 months. And I know how time and time again in this interview, you talked about rappers going back to the hood. You can't do that.
No.
You just can't.
We need the elder statesmen that have money to galvanize these guys and call all these successful guys into a meeting and sit there and explain to them what they can start doing and what they have to do now that they're successful that they cannot do when they weren't that successful. You can't be the same person. You can't do the same thing. You can't be running around with all that damn jewelry on. You're inviting trouble. You can't hang out like you used to hang out. If you want to go someplace, you got to go there. And then when it's time to go, you got to go. You can't hang out. You can't shoot dice. You can't argue with people. You can't do any of that stuff anymore. Sometimes if somebody don't like you and if they vocalize it, you got to take it and walk away with it, bro. Do you know how many days back when I was on TV 6 days a week, I'd be in the mall and somebody would whisper behind me, "That's Ed Lover, that's Ed Lover." And then the person I was running be like, "Fuck that nigga, man. Nobody give a fuck about that corny nigga." The early Ed Lover would turn around, snap. "What? Who you think you talking to, bro? You don't give a fuck about me. Who gives a fuck about you?" But you can't engage yourself in that kind of stuff. Because first of all, a lot of people just looking for a check. So as soon as you put your hands on them, you're going to get sued civilly, right? And then now you might lose your life. So you got to let that kind of stuff go. I hear it sometimes now. That old head, don't nobody care about that. All right. I'm like, Jay, you don't like me, fine. I cost you nothing, pay me no mind. Keep going about my business. You can't engage with these dudes, bro. You can't do it. You can't put yourself in harm's way. Nobody deserves to be murdered. Nobody. But don't put yourself in harm's way because you got more to lose than the little knuckleheads that are surrounding you.
Well said, my brother. It's my pleasure. I love your perspective. I love our conversations and our sit downs. Let's make this thing a little more regular. I know
All right,
you're busy,
we will, I promise
but
you.
I love your perspective, man. I had a lot of fun today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me,
your
brother. I
candor.
promise I'll be back soon.
My brother. Peace and love.
Peace, baby. Rest in peace. Takeoff, man.
Rest in peace, Takeoff. Rest in peace, PNB. Rest in peace, all them brothers in the hood that we are losing way too soon.
Absolutely.
My brother. Blessings.
Peace.